The stream will not be recorded. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It don't matter because we live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord, you live, bro.
They gonna be sitting there making me laugh.
We gonna wait till it come on, Lay, and then wait till we get some people in here too. It's not showing up on mine. Is it showing up on yours?
I see live.
You got my
I definitely
thing.
see live. Lay was supposed to have my phone.
We 34 minutes. Oh, it's on.
It's on. Is it on my page? Look, she said, "Oh my god! Oh, this is gonna be fun for sure." I wonder why it's not on my page.
I'm about to put it on it right now.
Or what I can do is I'm gonna just share to yours.
And then did you do that?
I shared it.
Okay.
Got a couple viewers.
Oh, we got some people out here.
Couple.
They were in there.
Or what I can do is I'm gonna just share to yours. I wish it wasn't. Yeah. That wall is so dope. I love it.
I know. The only way we can have that background like that is to be on this app, and that app is what's making it delayed like that. Hey, Dayla. Say hey, Dayla.
Hi, Dayla.
Oh, you can see her on
Yeah, I can't see the people though.
I can't either.
Oh, Dayla. Hi. Oh, I haven't seen Dayla in years. Yeah, we was on Sherman Avenue Brats. I wish it wasn't. Tia, me, Dayla, Pat. I was a little girl though, y'all.
Don't stop. don't. Look, we gonna cut this shit out when she start talking crazy, y'all. How do we know?
I don't, Dayla. Hi, Lori.
Like, how we know who's watching? How I know that?
We'll see.
It's gonna echo.
Yeah, it's gonna echo, so we gotta turn that down. But see, if okay, so I just have to pay attention.
Okay, I'll turn mine down.
Yeah, there we go.
Because we just want to see.
Right.
We just want to be able to see.
Sherman Ave, stand up for sure.
We got 7 in.
How many you want to wait for? Couple.
You ready? You ready?
I mean, if we get the viewers up, my folks gonna come through because they
right,
gonna always
get 10. Let's get 10.
Thinking I'm talking about something crazy, so they gonna fall through.
Dayla, you next. So see how this about to go.
Is Dayla here?
Nah,
she'll be here.
I'm a piper in.
Oh, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Where my folks? You tag some people.
Jared Samuel in the house.
Hi, Jared. See, that doesn't show me that because it's probably not my friend on Facebook. Hey, Lori, thanks for my shirt. Shout out to my t-shirt lady, Miss Lori Becca. She don't be playing. I call her the morning of and say, I need it in an hour. And she got it together for real. But I never know what I want. Ever. Ever. Oh, we got 11.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Shoot. Let's shoot. Yep.
All right. All right, so we're gonna start out. We're gonna ask some questions. Bobby Bless on the house. Mandy Lynn in the house. What up? What up? All right, so we're gonna ask a couple questions, and she gonna get into this. Dayla, pipe in just how you be doing your when you be doing your TikTok side by side. I'm gonna send you a link, and you're gonna be on my screen just like that. Super simple. You can use your phone, whatever, your phone, your computer, whatever you be using. I'm gonna send you a link, and you tap in. What up, Jay? Jason Austin is in the house. All right, Miss Marquis Mike. Mrs. Marquis Mike. All right, tell me, what is your biggest fear, Miss Mike?
My biggest fear would be failing my children. Just for the sole fact I've been down that road already. So I try to focus and maintain to, not do the same thing over and over again. So failure.
Facts, facts, facts. What is one of your favorite childhood memories?
One of my favorite childhood memories? Oh, it would have to be, so I have two families. I got two moms, two dads. So my dad, Keith, I had moved in with them and I was turning 8 years old, I think. And I had never had a bike of my own. And I came outside. It was my birthday. And there was this pink and green, I want to say, was they Huffies?
Yep. Probably.
Huffy 10-speed bike. And I was like, oh, whose bike is that? And I'll never forget. He was like, girl, that's your bike. Man, I ain't even know how to ride a bike, bro. But something I'll never forget, because it's the small things. Like, I was 8 years old, had never had a bike. I lived with them probably 2 days. So, yeah, that was my favorite memory.
That's dope. What's your worst childhood memory?
I got a whole bunch. So, growing up, I lived in a lot of my younger years. I lived in Warren, Ohio, and my grandma was like wasn't like my grandma was a gangster in real life, and I used to have this doll. It was called Rainbow Bright. I'm sure y'all remember that.
Yep.
So every time me and my grandma left and got in her little Pinto car, I always had my Rainbow Bright doll. So one night, I remember her and this man, they was in the front seat, they arguing, going back and forth. But I knew something was going to go down. I swear, I was probably, no lie to you, about 3 years old. And they going back and forth. And I can hear my grandma tell him, shut the fuck up, blah, blah, blah. Always be like, my grandma had me in the back with a blanket. I remember them popping the hood, bro. They was throwing fucking crabs on me. Like whole crabs.
Live crabs?
Live crabs. And even though that's my worst memory, it's one of my worst memories in my childhood. But even to this day, here I am at 43 years old, and whole crabs are my favorite.
Hold on. Y'all can't hear her? Y'all can't hear her?
I know Daylan said she was bullying me. Using lie was your favorite. They can't hear me.
Is that what they're saying?
What happened? Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, she said she can now. She said she can now. Man, get off my line, bro.
All right. All right. So they're throwing crabs in there on you. Throwing crabs. That's why you love crabs now.
I mean, I really didn't think about it till right now. Till
Was
you
the
make
crabs on you?
bro, they was throwing. When I tell you, I ain't talking about like 10 crabs. I'm talking about
Bushels
of crabs on me. And I remember my grandma just telling me, just shut up and be quiet. Just be quiet.
Was
But
the
that was
crabs
they-
pinching you?
I don't really remember that.
Were you scared?
Hell yeah, I was scared as hell because they was live.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but like I said, when I tell you, my grandma was a real life gangster. And I believe that, you know, that was their hustle for the day. You know, my grandma got high all my life. You know, I've never seen her not sober. And so they had to feed their habit. That's now that I'm older, I can say that's what they were doing. Because every day, my life with my grandma, it was always every day we was into something. Every day. Like I don't regret learning and going through what I went through with my grandmother as a child. You know, that's why she saw fit. She said, hey, I got to get this little girl up out of here. You know, and a lot of people don't think like that. You got people who will keep their kids in bad situations. You know, I grew up being very angry. Oh Lord, I don't plan on being emotional, guys, but I grew up being very angry at a lot of things. But it took me to really grow up and be thankful for those things, if that makes sense. I hated my mom, I hated my grandma. I'm like, why they just ain't never come back and get me? But truth be told, you know, they left me with a woman. Excuse me, guys. They left me with a woman and a man who gave me the world. You know, of course, in between that, me living with them, I went through some other stuff, you know. But there's a saying that goes that what don't kill you make you stronger. And I just thank God every day for a lot of the trials and tribulations that I have been through. Because you can't tell me, I used to be the type of person, for real, T, I really used to think like, don't nobody go through what I go through. Ain't nobody been through what I've been through. I don't give a fuck how you feel.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's how I really used to feel.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes, honestly, it took me to, again, grow up and say, hey, wait a minute. Somebody always has it worse than you. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, for instance, just because I want them to say, dang, sound like she got COVID. I cough all the time. I'm 43 years old, living with congestive heart failure. Not even 2 months ago, had a heart attack. Another heart attack, number 4.
I was just gonna say, how many you got, Nate?
Number 4. So 4 heart attacks in, 3 stents in, and I don't smoke Newports no more, ma'am. It's these vapes. But no matter what I do, I'm always gonna cough. I pray a lot, so maybe God one day will take that away, just like He's taking away my anger. He's taking away me being so mad. Like I used to be mad at everybody for no reason. Everybody. And people would really be like, oh, she mean, but truth is, they didn't know what the fuck I really have been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always literally, they will judge a person from the outside, not having a clue as to what is going on in the inside. So I guess I'm gonna keep reiterating that come with growing up, though. You know, because I used to be like, why they don't give a fuck? Now I don't give a fuck
that they
didn't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. It's just I don't judge people from like one little incident. Because if motherfuckers did that to me, nobody would talk to me. I talk to people to this day that I have done some of the worst shit too. But I love them and they love me. You know, forgiveness comes along with growing up, you know? So I guess I'm still going back to my grandma and them saying, I forgave them for all of the bullshit that my life, like my life was fucked up 100. From the age of 1, from birth to 7 years old, my life wasn't shit. And that's no lie. I can't sit here and make no shit up. You know,
we need to know. We need to know.
Damn. I tell people all the time, the shit I went through in my life, it wasn't for me. I always wanted to be able to tell some or help somebody. Like, oh, I did this and look where I'm at now. But see, life tends to allow certain things to happen to you. So you'd be like, you mean to tell me all these fucking years I was going to have to use this, what I went through, for something real close to me that I never thought. And when I say that, I'm just saying, I was molested from the age of 3 to 8, 7 and a half, by 9 different men. And
family, friends, mix.
Family.
Friends and family. Oh, family.
Family.
All family.
It was family. But again, it's some shit that I'm grown enough to say I'm okay with what happened to me. Was it fair? Hell no. That shit wasn't fair. But God, everything happens for a reason. I would not be who I am today as far as with men, as far as protecting my children, as far as understanding somebody else's fight. You know, I would not understand it had I not been through it. You know, so.
Marquis, were these men in your household, or were sometimes you taking places and these things?
All the above. So look, my grandma, again, was a gangster, but she was always getting high. You know? So there was men all the time in and out of my grandmother's house. You know,
that's the atmosphere of an addict.
Yeah. But see, if I'd have told my grandma what the fuck was going on, my grandma would have killed one of them. But I was so afraid to where you get to a point when you go through shit like that, you get to a point for real, that you just think, hey, this is supposed to happen to me. No lie. Because after so many times, you like, why the fuck motherfuckers just keep doing this shit to me? Oh, I guess this was supposed to happen. I used to be the little girl, I promise y'all, and I know you remember this episode. On the Cosby show, Bill Cosby used to sit. It was an episode, and all the kids was over. And they would sit on the couch, and they had Rudy, and he was holding Rudy by the back of her shirt and like bouncing her on his knee.
Yeah, doing like this. Yeah.
I'm the person that hated that episode because it took me back to one of my incidents. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, when it got time for me to tell, instead of the person I loved the most you know, addressing it. She just packed my shit up and sent me away with my other folks. You know, that's probably something. I guess if I'm emotional now, then that means I'm still dealing with it. But it's bad.
Did you ever have a conversation with her about why she did that? Or why she felt the need to do that? Did you ever have that conversation with that person?
No, you know why I never did, because, well, so she passed away and I was able to go into the hospital room and she was dead already. And probably the first person I ever forgave in real life. My aunt loved me, but she also, like, it's hard, man. I don't even.
Do you have any clue as to why she did that?
Why she stayed?
No,
or why she got me to fuck on?
Your shit and told you to get on. Why did you feel like?
Because I think she knew he wasn't gonna stop. For real, straight up. That was my uncle though. You feel me? That was my uncle. I didn't even live with my grandma at that time. I was with my aunt at this time. Because when my grandma found out the shit was happening, she was, I don't know, I think she had gotten some trouble with the police, whatever. So I was going to my aunt's anyway. You know what I'm saying? So when I moved there and that shit started happening, she actually walked in on him bothering me.
So there was no denial.
Yeah. But she never, I promise you, she didn't even she just snatched me up, called him all types of names and shit, and put me in her fucking car and took me back to my grandma. Yeah. So it's people because I've moved on in my life and that's a part of my past, it's people that I could, I grew up being so angry because I was in these streets. So I would see these same motherfucking men that that did something to me. And I would literally, I'm talking about Tia, I promise to God to you. I worked at, back then it was R&R when my cousin had the bar, Eddie. They would come in the bar and I would have severe anxiety attacks, start throwing up. And I'd be like, you dirty bitch. And it was so crazy because it was so many years later that the one man didn't even know who the fuck I was. And he went to ask me for a drink and I was like, motherfucker, I'll kill you. And I meant it. And he looked at me and it was crazy because I remember I could see his hands. And right now, I can see his hands. So even him putting his hands on the bar freaked me out.
Straight trigger.
Trigger. Like, I don't know, you know. Oh, look at Dayla. Yeah, that's who it was. Dayla. I was one of them. That's what's up. You know, it is what it is. You know, I am again, that is not who I am today. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. That is my strength. That's why when people call me aggressive and shit, bro, you just don't know. I have calmed down 100% from 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you get smart, man, I'm going to your mouth. Not even 5. I give it 8. You know? So I just, you know, I don't know.
All right, so they took you back to your grandma's. How long did you stay there that
time? So I left there. That happened when that was going on from 3 to 6. So that would have been for about a year I was with my grandma. but majority of the men came from then. It was 7, 8 other men then in that year
at grandma's.
Mm-hmm. I could tell you every maybe not the dates, but every incident, all of that. If I wanted to be an asshole and I was really that mad, most of them are dead now, but I could have went back and you could have went to jail, you know. But my grandma was a gangster and she got me the fuck on. Then I moved with Kish Me and Keith, and life became a whole lot
now
better.
How did that hook up? How did that become a hookup?
Well, Kish Me and Keith Kish Me is my first cousin. Kish Me's mom, she's my second cousin. Kish Me's mom and my grandma were sisters. So I don't know. One morning I woke up and my grandma was like, "Come on, you going over cousin Kish Me house?" And I was like, "Cool." And I knew my birthday was like in a couple days. And I asked her, and I was petty because I held this grudge with my grandma till she died. Like, seriously. I was like, why did you tell me you was coming back? Because even though all that shit was going on, I always wanted to be with my grandmother. Nobody protected me mentally like my grandmother. You know, my mom wasn't never around. My mom wasn't never around. My mom started smoking dope when she was 18. She got pregnant with me at 18. When my mama died, my mama was still smoking dope. So, never even looked for her. It never was like, dang, is my mom coming over? I never looked for her. So, I ended up with Kish and Keith. They had all the money. They had no kids. They was lightweight. And in my eyes, because me and my grandma was living, bro, my grandma had me drinking motherfucking sugar water on a regular basis. Like, it wasn't no mayonnaise sandwich. Like, people be talking about mayonnaise sandwich, ketchup sandwich and shit. Bruh, I don't even remember a meal my grandma ever fed me. We was always going. Always. Like, I couldn't remember a meal she cooked for me. Right hand of God. So when she took me to Kish Me and Keith's house, Kish cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, you know, did my hair. My hair hadn't been done in months. It was like my hair was like matted. Like, when Kish Me did my hair, she's like, girl, you need a perm. Back then, no, they wasn't calling it a perm, a relaxer. She put that relaxer in my hair. My hair was down here. She put these baubles in, did my hair, had a bed full of, it wasn't a bed, a couch full of brand new outfits. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why she got me all this shit? My grandma coming to get me. Even on my birthday, when I walked out that door and I seen that 10-speed bike, I asked Keith, I said, I could take this back with me? And he said, yeah. But them motherfuckers knew the whole time I wasn't going nowhere. Did I hold a grudge against them years later? Like, y'all ain't just tell me, you know? But they gave me the best life ever. And I'll never forget Kish Me said to me, I don't care what happened to you. It'll never happen to you again. She meant that shit. And when I tell you she meant that shit for real. Because it wasn't none of that. Well, no men. It was her husband and it was her. I'm talking about, y'all want to talk about thinking, I really thought these people were rich. And they weren't rich. Keith went to work every day. Kish just stayed home. Kish stayed home. We went shopping all the time. We went out to eat all the time. We always had money. But again, it'd be that shit that you don't really know. Like, Kiki was a boss. I didn't know that till I got older. I'm thinking this white man go to work every day. Okay? I don't know nothing about nothing. I just know my grandma's on drugs, my mama on drugs, and that's that. And that's how smooth that lifestyle was in Kish Me and Keith's house. But you know, shit coming to the surface sooner than later. you get older, you start figuring out shit. Like, I'm riding around. My dad, I always was with my dad. I'm talking about Keith. I always was with him. He'd pull up, he'd get out the car. I'm sitting in the car. Like, why do we always go over here? You always go in and out. Quick, 2 seconds. Beep, I'm in and I'm out. But we go like 15 places.
In and out.
Like, you know all these people. You know all these people. You know. But what I didn't know, you know, God rest my dad's soul. What I didn't know is he was probably one of the biggest weed men in this town. But he was so thorough. He was thorough with his shit. You couldn't just, like, I don't give a fuck. That man was selling you a bag of dirt. His people was paying for it. So as I got older, now I'm paying attention. Now I'm learning how to hustle. And I'm like, damn. I see gold. I had all the gold. At 16, you want to talk about somebody pulling up. My mom used to pull up at the school with my J's. When J's came out, now I don't wear them. I hated it. Like, that's why I was telling you, like, my mom would pull up at Sharon High School for me and Sheena Crump's J's. And she just stood in line at Ryers. This one, Ryers sold J. We had whatever. Starter coats. We had everything. You know? But then there's still that, I don't know. I started smelling myself. I'm fighting now. Getting in fights because kids always had me in new shit. So I was bullied for 3 years straight by the same girl. That's not a lie. Bullied. I ain't talking about picked on. I'm talking about bullied. Beating me up, stomping me out, stepping on my face. They let me out of school early. The motherfuckers catching me. They let me out of, Sharon used to let me out of school at 2:15. We got out at 2:23. They let me get a head start. The bitches still catching. Her and a couple other people. But I forgive y'all though. Because you turned me into a monster for a second. Shit gotta happen. If that shit don't happen, you don't go through shit, you don't get through shit. And that's how I feel. You know, everything ain't for everybody. Everybody don't need to go through bad shit to understand. I get all of that. But sometimes that has to happen. Especially, am I talking too much? Okay, all right. Especially with the kids in this generation right now. They think everything's supposed to be handed to them. No ifs and buts about it. Like, yeah, I was spoiled, but I had chores. You know what I'm saying? I was 14 years old working at Wendy's flat out. I worked at Wendy's from 14 to 19 years old. Like, my dad, even though they gave me whatever the fuck I wanted, I still had to work. Because he was teaching me.
Yeah, right.
He was teaching me to hustle, the grind, the all that. These kids right now, these motherfuckers don't walk to the corner store. So, yeah, she talking a lot.
No, that is the podcast. You supposed to talk.
Okay.
You supposed to talk. This is all you.
Okay, it's
Keep
all
going.
good. But
so now we're getting into your hustler years now. We're gonna go to your hustler years now.
My hustling days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I got this shirt. It say, everyone wants to be a gangster until it's time to do real gangster shit. So, it's one of them. I feel like nobody hustled like me as a female.
What was your first hustling gig?
Shit, my first hustling gig, man. It wasn't even
real deal though, like real deal.
Man, my brother Dre, listen, God rest his soul. He took me on a heist, and I didn't know it was a heist till they was in the car. See, but you see how life do. I was going on heist when I was a little ass girl, 3 years old.
With your grandma, right?
With my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am, 16 years old, and I was not hustling. 16 years old, just going to take a ride with somebody, and it turned into a heist. I'll never forget. Dre looked at me. He said, "Motherfucker, excuse my mouth." That man said, "Don't say shit. Be fucking quiet and put this shit in the bag." I remember moving so motherfucking fast because I seen the biggest gun I had ever seen in my life, and I knew that motherfucker was gonna kill me if I didn't do what he told me. So then I said, "I'm going to college. I want to know how you bag the weed up. I want to know how you bag the weed up and shit like that." And he was like, "Why you want to know that?" I said, "Man, I ain't got no money." Cause see, okay, so Kishmi had kicked me out when I was 17. Day after graduation. I graduated at 17. She kicked me out. So I was really basically...
Why? As a rite of passage or because you did something fucked up?
No, she kicked me out because I ain't listened. And I had been listening forever.
Okay.
And
so this was when you said
she
you
told
started
me,
feeling yourself, blah, 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 and it got progressively worse.
It was graduation night, Tia. She told me, we went to Red Lobster. We didn't leave Red Lobster till 9:30. There was a party in Steel City that night. I asked if I could go to the party. See, Kish was like, Kiki was the black person in the household. Kishmi was from Hickory. So she was still the white person in the house, if that makes sense. If I was trying to go to Farrell, she was always on weird shit. But if I was trying to go up to Sharon and hang with my white friends, what she didn't know was popping acid and doing all types of weird shit, and parents was letting us drink, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you could go there. But every time I wanted to go to my friends in Farrell, she always gave me smoke. So it was a party in Steel City. I said, "Can I go to the party?" She said, "Yeah, you can go to the party, but you got to be in the house at 12 o'clock. I'm like, it's 9:30. It's graduation night. At least give me till 2. She said, "Marquis, if you ain't in this house at 12 o'clock, everything you own will be on the porch." That night I came home at 3:30 and everything I owned was on her back porch. On God. And I ain't been back since. She meant it. Thank God she did it. Taught me a lesson. I grew up quick. I went to college from the muscle. I threw my own open house. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have somebody that was like, "Let me make you a care package." I ain't had none of that. So I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out quick. So I asked my brother, I said, "I need you to show me how to bag weed." And see, back then, like, yeah, you was bagging eighths and quarters and ounces and shit like that, but there was nickel bags. And he told me, just stuff them. You know, just stuff them. Make them look big. You know, the bigger they are, the more people going to come to you. So I said, cool. So my brother sent me to school with 200 nickel bags of weed. And the rest is history. Well, the beginning, you know, and that was easy to me though. But then I was in it so much. Like when I got to Cheney University, now mind you, I may need to tell you guys. So I went to Cheney. I had some academic scholarship money. I had some volleyball scholarship money. And I don't know. I was tired of being around, and I'm going to keep it a bean. I love my white folks, but I was tired of being around white people. So I said, I'm going to an HBCU, and I got family in Philly. So I'm going to go to Philly. And my brother was from Philly too. So it was just, you know, that's where I wanted to go. My best friend was already there. So I'm like, all right. Man, I get there to that school, it turned me out. Turned me all the way out. You know, I didn't get the luxury of having, living in a girl's dorm as a freshman. Bro, when I went to that college, they had me in a co-ed dorm, 1 floor of girls, 6 floors of boys. What? What? Now, mind you, don't get it fucked up. I was sheltered. For real, Keisha Keith ain't play that. Now I was sneaking around. I damn sure wasn't no virgin. We know that. But it wasn't like, oh, I go stay the night with this boy and ain't nobody gonna care. And he comes stay tonight in my room, and ain't nobody gonna care. What? You'll talk about, 2.5 years of straight turn up. But I had a store. I was selling weed. I was selling cigarettes. I was selling condoms. I was selling noodles. I had a fucking like a MAC card scam that I had people knocking on the door like, yo, they said you do that thing with the MAC cards. I was like, yeah, give me the card. I'll be right back. Matter of fact, give me a ride and you park over there. Same shit. Now I'm talking about it, so it's like I'm thinking about this shit started when I was 3 years old, though. You understand? Like people don't. 3 years old.
Nothing new to you. It was nothing new to you.
It was nothing new, man.
You already knew what you was doing. You just had to do it.
Yeah. So then I started. So boom. So the man I just married, he was my plug.
Yeah, she hustled man for sure.
He was my plug. Like he was from Philly. So when I left town, that was my man, my boyfriend. I was doing it to him, however you want to call it. Sorry, son. But that's what it was, you know? So when I got to Philly, Dre and Bishop, they had me together. Go meet such and such. So then one day, mind you, all I wanted to do was sell weed, cigarettes, condoms, noodles, and do hair. One day, it's time to come home for break. They like, you got to stop at 69th Street. You going to meet such and such, and they going to have something for you. But never look at you. And I'm like, what? Okay. So before I left to go, I remember Bishop calling me. He was like, what you got on? I'm like, what? What you mean? What I got on? So I had to tell him what I had on so that the man knew, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't allowed to look at the man. But I had specific instructions. So I remember getting off 69th Street, sit on the bench. Right underneath the bench, on the right-hand side, there'd be a brown paper bag. Grab that brown paper bag and keep it pushing. But I remember picking up that paper bag like, what the fuck is that smell? And it was heavy. You know, it was like an old school grocery brown bag. Like, what the fuck is this? Shit in there, clink, 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 clink. Man, these cats had me, I don't know, because I never counted. I got the bag. I got back on the bus, went back to my dorm. I put the shit in my duffel bag and got on the Greyhound. But yeah, then it went to wet. And I'm like, fuck is wet? Like, fuck, shit. My brother said, here, try it. So I tried it. So shit I never do again, one and done. Had me getting naked, made me feel weird, all types of shit. So I'm like, I don't want to sell it. I don't want it. And then it went from weed to wet to crack to coke, from coke to keys to now I'm just all caught up. So them was my hustling days. I went to prison.
Now, when you went to prison the first time, what you get caught with?
I get caught with shit. I ain't even do shit. I went to prison because I was solid.
Gotcha.
So I was just talking about this the other day with somebody. The game is not the same as it was when I was playing in these streets. And don't get it misconstrued. Anybody that knows me, I wasn't like a nickel and dime hustler. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I came home from college, yeah, I was on the block. But we had the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no denying that. That's a truth. Businesses, cars, houses, we had the bag. But at the same time, it was like I hustled harder than some of these men out here. You know? And I would be funny. I learned a way to do it so that I wouldn't be in competition with them. So there would be fiends that be like, they only had $3 and change type shit. Now, another reason why I tend to take to addicts so much, but they need to get high. But there would be dudes on the block with me while I'm out there hustling They'd be like, man, I don't want that $3. Go get some money. Go get some money. But you figure if 100, nah, I'm just saying, if 100 motherfuckers come through with $3, you make $300. And it wasn't like that all the time, because when they had real money, guess who they fucked with? They came to me because I fed them when they was hungry. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was good while it was going on. But that leads me to the next part of my life. 7 years I went through domestic violence because I could hustle. Because I knew how to make the money, and I knew how to go see the plug and make shit shake. The person I was with at that time didn't know how to do that. It was his money, my hustle. You know? So
that sounds like a problem.
He would always just be weird. He would be weird. He would be like, oh, I know you fucking such and such because that's supposed to cost this and you got it for that. No, motherfucker. You know?
This is business.
It's just what it is. And they knew I could move it. But, you know, shit ends up like it starts good and then it gets bad. And it got real ugly. You know, I ended up catching a criminal attempted homicide case. You know, some weird shit. I ended up doing some shit I should have did in broad daylight. I can't take it back. I have forgiven myself. I know the people that I was shooting at haven't forgiven me, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it 100%. But they fucked with me. So it was like, if I just would have got beat up that day and it just would have been one person that beat me up, I'd have been totally fine. But I had my motherfucking son. I was pregnant with my daughter. I had buried 2 kids already. So, and it got jumped. So I was like, okay, cool. Fuck it. So one of my friends, that's my real homeboy to this day, you know, pulled up on me and, you know, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. I told him, give me a ride. Gave me a ride. I came back and I shot they shit up. And I meant it 100%. But I would never, ever, ever put myself in that situation again. But I had to go through that. Because I was out here playing in these streets for real, playing with guns and everything. Anybody could tell you, I was really, like, thought I was a gangster. Because I don't know. I just used to, like, blame that shit on because my grandma was a gangster. Mm-hmm. You know, my mom's nickname was Gangster Benitez, and I couldn't tell you why they called her a gangster because I ain't know her. But, so, boom. I went to prison. I got that.
How many stints did you have? How many prison stints did you have?
Oh, I went to prison once. I'm one and done out this bitch.
Oh, okay.
One and done. They gave me 2 years. They gave me 3 to 24 months. I was supposed to come home in 3 months. They fucked up my paperwork. I maxed out. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I done been back to like lock up and shit for fines and shit. But I'm not going back to prison for nobody. That's why I don't play in the streets. I don't do none of that. It's not a part of my, like, I don't want none of that. Being in prison was not fun.
Where did you at, Muncie?
I had the best of both worlds. I was at Muncie and Cambridge Springs. Yeah. But I met some of the best people at Muncie and Cambridge Springs. They still my friends to this day. Solid. Y'all probably be watching Snapped. A couple of them was my cellies. Straight up. It was a good run for me. I wouldn't have learned my lesson. I really wouldn't have. Like, so in order for me, so it started off a criminal attempted homicide. But I bonded out. You know, I got arrested, whatever. So I bonded out. I wasn't even home for 45 minutes, and all I hear, bam, 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 at my door. And I tell my baby dad, I'm like, sound like the police. You know, I'm like, I just got out of jail. So I opened up the door. The motherfuckers was like, we have a warrant for your arrest. I said, no, y'all wrong. I just got out of jail. I mean, you know, I just bought it out. They was like, nah, you got an indictment. The fuck? I hadn't even sold I had sold drugs probably like, shit. Malik was probably, at this point, Malik was 2. I had sold drugs in 2 years. Straight up. No cap. My house, my charge. And that's how I took it. So I went to prison. They dropped the charges of the criminal attempt homicide, turned around, made me take a plea to conspiracy to possess and deliver cocaine. And that's what happened. You know, I went to prison. I went to prison on the muscle. My grandma died when I was in prison. She left me a couple dollars. And thank God.
You got that when you got out?
No, I got it while I was in prison.
Oh, okay.
But I'm glad because
they put it on your book.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad because I left these kids out here. So I ran for 4 years.
Before they caught you?
Before they caught me.
Wow.
So I'm making babies, all type, doing stupid shit. Like, when I tell you doing stupid shit, ran my name through this mud, hurt some people who are really close to me. There's some stupid shit. Because I couldn't be out on the block selling dope. You know, so
you was doing some
I was hitting licks.
Shit.
I was hitting licks.
Yeah.
I was hitting licks, but to the wrong people.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, so here I am. I've been home from prison for going on 9 years, and I ain't looked back. Streets ain't for me again. Never. Nah, I'm still with the shit, but I ain't with that shit. You know, it's just, you grow up, you want better. I have to teach. I got 3 sons out here, and I don't ever want to have to teach them how to hit these streets. Streets don't love nobody, and that's a fact. I don't care what nobody tell you. The streets don't love nobody.
Now, you said you lost 2 kids.
Buried 2 sons.
Explain that to us. Stillborn?
No. My first son, Marquis lived for 17 days. My second son, Marquis, he lived for 27 days. Because I was molested, I have what is called an incompetent cervix. So it took me to bury 2 kids for them to figure that out and say, hey, you need a cerclage stitching to keep your baby. So, what's up, sis? What's up, bro? Patrice and Tony. But I wasn't ready for kids then, though, Tia. So that's why like I'm a person like I'm not holier than thou, religious type. But I believe in God. I believe God keeps me going. But I also believe God is he that is within me. Mm-hmm. So I'm a God. Mm-hmm. So God knew that I wasn't ready for them kids.
Jamar just checked in.
Did he? What's up, cuz? God knew that I wasn't ready for them. I was out here, when I tell you, T, I'm not lying to you. If a motherfucker said, Marquis, I'll give you $500, you go do this, bro, I was taking the money and going to do what the motherfucker asked me to do.
Didn't matter.
Only thing I ain't never had to stand when I ain't never did no tricking or no hoeing. Gotcha. I ain't never had to. Well, hold up. I might have done some hoeing, but I ain't never did no tricking. You ain't never had to pay me. You never had to pay me. And that's a fact. For real. And a lot of people, but you know, that's a part of me. I'm not ashamed of nothing I've been through, nothing that I've done, because I'm solid. 100%. 100%. I'm solid. You do me dirty, I'm the wrong person to do dirty. Straight up.
Talk to us about Mr. Mike.
Oh, my husband.
Where you meet him, how y'all hook up, how things progress.
He taught me everything about these streets. God, I wish he would have never showed me how to shoot guns. I was like a little sinister with it. Like I liked it. I didn't want the little guns.
Now he was from Philly, right?
Yeah. He was on the run. He came up here. The man told me his name was Bishop. So to this day, yes, I call my husband what he told me his name was, but that is not my husband's name. My husband's name is Will. But the motherfucker told me his name was Bishop.
Is that what everybody called him now?
Yeah, that's what everybody called him.
Okay.
He was on the run for murder, and I never knew. I found out sitting in my college dorm room at Cheney University when I seen his face flash across the TV. Real shit. But, you know.
You loved him at that time, though?
Oh, hell yeah.
So it didn't even matter.
No, it mattered. Because I called my brother and was like, fuck, you got me with this killer. He a killer. He got me. You know. But you would have never known he was a killer. You see in the day, you never know that's what he in prison for. You know, shit happens. You know, people 24, almost 25 years later, he is not the same person he was. So do I think it's fair that my husband has to spend the rest of his life in prison? Nah.
Did he kill maliciously? Did he
No.
kill defensively?
He killed defensively.
Right.
But the defensively turned into he blacked out. He could have stopped. He could have, you know, he didn't. You know, and
we saw red, as they say.
Yeah. You know, we live in the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a commonwealth. Ain't no self-defense, no none of that shit, bro. So is my husband fighting right now to get out of prison? Yeah, he spent a lot of money too. A whole lot of money. And you would think like 25 years later, like he always his favorite thing to say to me is, I work for pennies. 52 cents an hour is what he make. 52 cents. But my husband is a boss in real life. Not, you know, you learn how to survive. You know, my husband pay mortgages from inside them walls. And not as if that's any of y'all business, but again, you have people who pick, not even so much pick, who have a certain perception, which I personally don't even give a fuck. But it's like, just let me be happy because I'm happy. That man loves me. He loves my kids, you know, and he's always loved me. So in our vows, when we set our vows, and Tony is here so he can contest to it, but I told my husband, thank you for not giving up on me. Because y'all, when I tell you I was in these streets. So he would be sending me money to make shit happen all these years. And I was supposed to do this, supposed to do that, supposed to do this. Bro, I changed my number, blocking, burning on his bread all the time. This man never gave up on me. Never gave up on me. He loved me unconditionally. They can't hear you. Turn your volume down. Okay. So the reason that, damn, I got sidetracked, worried about the thing.
You said you had a couple boyfriends in prison.
Oh, so I ride. And I think I do that because I was so guarded. Like, I don't want a motherfucker up underneath me every day, if that makes sense to you. Like, it doesn't bother me that I'm not with my man every night. Sometimes I wake up, it's like a man, you got a hard wood. You be on go, you ready to go. But I think my relationship is going to be better and stronger with that motherfucker right where the fuck he at. There's nobody in this world right now that could make me do anything to dishonor my husband. And that's on God.
That's beautiful.
It's like people ask, like, how could you do that? Why would you do that? You're young. I'm not the fuck young, number one. And I've been doing stupid shit with men for so long.
Right.
So why not give him a chance? And honestly, like, he for real, he care about my kids.
No, good.
I'm a single mother. That shit is hard as hell. Thank God, shout out to Malik's dad, because he had a great father. But I do this shit with my other kids by myself. Like, I don't know how my mom did it all them years, bro. Sometimes I don't want a parent. For real. Sometimes I just be like, fuck. Can't stand these kids. They mine, dog. They didn't ask to be here. So to be able to have that help, to be able to say, to be able to have a conversation with somebody and me say to them, I don't know what to do. And my husband says to me, we'll figure it out, Marquis. That shit, man, talking about it give me goosebumps. I had to figure shit out on my own. You know, like, but one thing I can say that's hard about this jail shit, and my husband having enough money to be a provider, that motherfucker want to know where every penny is going. Because again, he worked for pennies. So he be, bro, leave me alone. But yeah, he is, you know, hopefully we get my husband home.
I was gonna ask you, will he be home? And
so my husband just lost his appeal, which is a PCRA, which is basically where it goes back to court. You know, Pennsylvania got some laws, you know, you commit a crime before a certain age, you got the opportunity to go back to court, have your case reviewed and shit like that. But like, he lost that's the first step. He lost the second step.
How many years has he been in?
24 years, going on 25.
Good grief.
Going on 25.
And he lost his appeal?
He lost.
Whew.
But, you know, you can't die with money. But we could die trying. You feel me? So, my husband is now...
What is he sentenced to?
Life. No chance of parole. It was life or death. So he got life. All because he answered the phone for one of his workers, and he pulled up. And when he pulled up, he didn't like what he seen. So now he's spending the rest of his life in jail. Do I know he regrets it? That be them phone calls you get with your homegirls when you're younger, and they be like, come over such and such house. And you get that gut feeling that be like, man, don't go over there. Them gut feelings be so real. My husband had that same gut feeling. He did not listen. He went, and now he's spending the rest of his life in prison with a whole shit ton of money and can't spend it. Imagine that.
Did you and him ever have a time that y'all spent with each other?
Yeah, we was together 3 years.
Okay.
Well,
in the
listen.
Same house?
Listen, I'm gonna tell the truth real quick. I was younger, 2 years younger than him. He had a woman. But I was that bitch. Period. I knew it. She knew it because she used to fuck with me. I used to be like, man, you better get your girl. He used to be like, man, you know that ain't my girl. But she knew his situation. So I knew my place at that point in time. But did he treat me any different? No, when he was with me, he treated me like I was his woman. So I was okay with it. You young, you don't care about fuck her. She old as hell. That's how I used to think. To the
He took you out. He exposed you.
fucking right. Wasn't no secret.
People knew who you were.
Fucking right. I mean, we ducked off a lot. We ducked off a lot just cause that was our lifestyle.
Yeah, for real.
But nah. I mean, I speak to this woman to this day. We have no quarrels. She lives her life. She's cool. You know, it is what it is. When her and her sister pulled up on me, they asked me, like, I remember saying, you fucking my man, blah, 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 blah. Like, man, no. That's what I told her. And I know, like, she would probably never say nothing. Like, I have respect for her on this day, you know. But I know she like, you bitch. I knew it. You know, but everybody knew, you know. So it's all good. But we good. We gonna be good. And I'm gonna be good. I'm a wife. I'm trying to learn how to be a wife. Because this shit is new. I'm used to, my husband said, you gotta look like a wife. Even if I'm not there. You know,
he told you that.
Yeah. He said, I don't want you going out. Because me,
you don't anyway.
Man, you liable to catch me. I don't care sometimes, but I'm somebody's wife, so a lot of things are going to change with me. You know, just because I want to make sure that I am honoring my husband the right way. Period. Even if he ain't here to see it. Because see, his homeboys is here.
Oh, okay.
They not here, but they Facebook.
Out and about.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is brothers.
Gotcha.
And I wouldn't give a fuck. They can't, ain't nothing they can say to him that's gonna make him, that motherfucker love me. Ain't too many motherfuckers gonna give their life. We still gotta do this shit forever. And you might not never come home. That's solid. Regardless of what anybody thinks. That's as solid as they come. That's tough for me. At night, after I drink my drink, I want to have fun. I go home and sleep with my phone by my head because I need to talk to my husband in the morning. Mm-hmm. That needs to be my wake up. When I go to sleep, well, I go to sleep after because not. But that night, that last call tonight, I gotta talk to my husband. So, I didn't talk y'all to death.
All right.
You don't got no more questions?
We're gonna wrap this up. Look.
This was fun.
Y'all pipe in. Y'all got questions? For Marquis? Anybody got questions?
I see Sonya said something. No, she said, Lord Marquis, what, Sonya?
Everything.
She probably was like, baby, listen.
Right.
Bet you didn't know all that you know now, huh? It's all good, though. I didn't even talk about, just so everybody knows, I'm still an activist. I'm always going to be an activist. I'm an activist first. Then I'm a wife. And then I'm a mother. Believe that. Always an activist. You should write a book. Girl, Messina, I have already wrote the book. Look, she said.
So you said every damn thing.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I don't know. I'm thankful to Miss Tia for having me on.
Y'all ain't got no sound? Oh, wait. Okay. Because it's doing that. Yeah. All right. We back.
Okay.
So we good?
If anybody ever tells y'all, I heard Marquis did this, I'm going to tell you the best way to find out.
Ask Marquis.
Come ask me. I promise you. I'll tell you the truth. You might not like it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And that's on everything.
All right, y'all. That's a fact. We going to tune out.
Shout out to them Sharon Tigers. Good luck on Tuesday.
Let's go. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Lay was over there knocked out.
Wait, was not asleep.
Girl, he was. You don't see his sleep mark.